Hi, Shel Phillips here. I have a little bit of free time. I'm at a conference in Nashville with the MSP Community Minds conference, a group of MSPs and vendors who really like to work together, not just selling, but actually learning and growing and forming partnerships across the nation. I thought I'd share with you some thoughts I had the other day. A consultant asked me, so what should I look for as the characteristics of an excellent security-focused MSP? And I thought about that for a while, and I've come up with, I think, maybe 10 things that really identify uh, an excellent MSP. Thought I'd share them with you, so maybe we can go through those. I think the first thing that I would call out as a characteristic uh, is a focused and clearly stated mission. Maybe something like this. Our mission is to protect and defend our clients and ourselves from cyber attack and facilitate the efficient meeting of company goals. Pretty clearly stated. It gives all of our team an idea of where we're going. It explains to our clients what our purpose is and what our goals are, and it begins, it sets the mission for why we're here. Another characteristic is a selected and implemented security framework. We're talking about security-focused MSP, and I think, in my opinion, that's a starting place. There are a number of frameworks, as you know. NIST 800-171, CMMC, are very closely associated. ITAR, the International Trade in Arms Regulations. HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. CJIS, Criminal Justice Information Service Framework. CIS 18. PCI DSS, Pay Card Industry Data Security Standard. You all know about probably. An up-and-comer, and one that may become a standard for MSPs, is CompTIA's Trustmark. 177 controls, and actually a group of peers that are coordinating together to structure controls and design their security posture around it. I think another characteristic that I think is important is a set of documented and enforced policies and procedures. Now, these aren't just designed to meet a framework, but these are operational procedures. You should have a set of documented and preferred technical solutions to common computer issues. That way, that you'll have a systematic and standardized method to quickly and efficiently resolve issues for clients. But what happens if you don't have specifically documented procedure for something that comes up and might be unusual, an uncommon problem? Well, you should have a methodology, at least documented how to approach it. So I think that's the mark of an excellent security-focused MSP. Another one, a documented and tested incident response plan and a business continuity and disaster recovery plan. Both should be documented. What happens in the case of an incident, some sort of malicious activity? What should your team do? And who should you get involved? And typically now that will involve the cyber insurance company and their detection and forensic teams. So you should have that documented and planned, and a business continuity and disaster recovery plan. What happened in the case of maybe a natural disaster or war, for example. I live in the Pacific Northwest. Our team is mostly there. What happens if we have another volcano or an earthquake or some sort of natural disaster that takes out our power grid or should crumple all our buildings so we can't have the infrastructure we need to support our clients? Well, I'm working on working with other partner MSPs to be able to step in geo-distant to step in for our clients. I think that plan should be written down and should be tested, not just written and we hope it works, but you should try it out. What else? I think a trained staff with pertinent certification. Now, certainly everybody should be trained on your framework, your security framework. It's a requirement of most of the frameworks, and it's important so they know what our security strategy is and how to take care of it. But I think even technicians should have certifications, training and certifications to do their jobs. The thing about a certification is at a certain point, it becomes less important. But by going through the training to get certification, it gives you a deeper understanding, it gives your techs a deeper understanding of the situations, how to actually solve problems. And so I think that's a key piece. Project professional services staff should have additional training on key network devices, for example, switches, firewalls, and so on. They should be certified on how to actually configure and support those devices. Your consultants, on-staff consultants that help clients with planning or putting programs together should have certifications as well. Here's an example. I do security and compliance consulting, and I'm a certified project management professional, PMP, but I also have a subject matter expertise. I'm a CCP, a certified CMMC professional in CMMC. So I think certifications and fully trained and certified staff is very important. Good, excellent MSP should have a clearly defined escalation path. Sometimes a user and a technician might reach an impasse and need some way to resolve that. There should be some sort of path from the technician up through their dispatcher or supervisor, maybe including the client advisor or account manager to actually work through the issues, see if there might be an alternative solution. But that should go up higher if needed. It should go to director level and maybe even to the CEO. A clearly defined escalation path is important. I think it sets an MSP apart who's thought through that and plans it out. It should be accompanied by a service level agreement, an SLA, that will clearly communicate response times. How quickly will various situations be addressed? And I think those are marks of an excellent security-focused MSP. I think an excellent MSP should use key performance indicators, KPIs. It should have identified those key points that indicate excellence, and they should be documented. They should be reported back to the team frequently, at least as quickly as would be effective for giving praise or correcting situation problems. I think it should be reported and tracked, and it will be a good indicator to the MSP of how performance is. Here's a key one I think that has just come onto the scene really, and is becoming more and more important. I think an excellent MSP should have a shared responsibility matrix. The purpose of it is to clearly define who does what, who has responsibility for what activity or area. It should include the MSP themselves, the client, and also vendors. And it might identify that some things are shared. For example, let's say a patching response. The MSP is probably going to do the automation for patching, and they'll have their machines and automation set up to do patching in a particular window, but it's up to the client to be sure that the machines are turned on or that everything is available so they can be updated and patched. So that would be a shared responsibility between the MSP and the client, and not just on the MSP's shoulders. I think another characteristic of an excellent security-focused MSP is having industry-related references selected and informed. Now, historically, and I'm right there, historically we've responded with a reference's name and maybe their contact information, their email and their phone. But it shouldn't stop there. We should wrap some context around those references, what services have been provided to them, what industry they're in, and they should also be informed. You're going to receive a call or an email from XYZ, and they'll want to know how we did. And so we should be ready with informing our references on what is going to happen, so they don't get a surprise call and not have anything to say. So the 10th characteristic that I picked out, and there's many more, and we should probably have an ongoing conversation about that. But the 10th one that I picked was esprit de corps. Now, esprit de corps is the feelings of loyalty, enthusiasm, and devotion to a group among people who are members of the group. Simple terms, it's the team spirit. There's ways to promote that, and frequently a nice dress code where you have neat and branded apparel. You look like a team. Convention shirts are nice, but it would be nice to see someone with branded shirt or pullover, whatever it might be, so that we have a feeling of being a team. We all have the same jersey and we look like we belong together. Another piece of that would be daily check-ins and stand-up meetings, for example. A time to give praise and also warn against upcoming events. Let's say a project has been completed, migrating someone from their on-premise devices up into the cloud. There will be questions. There will be a lot of questions. And users will be calling. Well, it'd be nice to have a warning about that for the techs. We should include group events and family. Let the family hear how well their spouse is doing in service to the organization. Just builds that family spirit. A characteristic, I think, of a successful, excellent security-focused MSP. Just some thoughts. I'd love to take time and talk about it. We will have other times to talk. Excuse me. And I hope this has been maybe thought-provoking and will help you as you really consider how your MSP, or if you're in the market for an MSP, you'll have some ideas of what to look for. My thoughts. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in and staying to the very end. See you soon.